Okay, so I'm going to discuss today about what responsive technology is and how it is going to help your business grow. So basically, earlier people used to design websites that were only meant for the desktop. But today, there are a lot of people who are using mobiles more than they're using desktops. So if you're not designing for mobile, then you are missing out on those customers. You're missing out on those clients. So let me briefly tell you first what responsive technology is. Responsive is that there is only one website and somebody comes to your site. Then it doesn't matter on what device they're viewing the website on. It doesn't matter, because your website is going to render perfectly on all devices. So that's what responsive technology is on. That is what responsive designing is. So basically, we use a little bit of CSS and media queries, that is JavaScript, just to detect the width of the device that's been used to watch your to view your website. So we just detect that, and then we can resize the width of the website accordingly so that it fits perfectly on the device that's being used to view your website. And this wasn't the case earlier. What used to happen was they used to have different versions. Suppose you want to target the users who are using iPhones. So you would use one version of the website, one mobile website that is targeted only to those iPhone users. Suppose somebody is viewing your website on a tab, so it won't display as perfectly as it would on iPhone, because that mobile version is designed for the iPhone. That is how it used to be earlier. So if there are a lot of devices in the market, so what you would have to do is target all these devices, all these devices separately. So you would have a mobile website for different devices, and that was costly. But now what happens is you just have one website, and it doesn't matter what device they're using, it just adapts. The elements just flows smoothly, and it just fits perfectly. There is no horizontal scrolling. Before we had this responsive technology, desktop websites would never render very well on mobile devices. If you would ever try to view one, I'm sure you must have. So you would have to just scroll a lot, and then you would have to pan, and then you would have to zoom in just to try and read it. There are a lot of websites even today that are not responsive, and that is not a very intelligent thing to do, because then you are missing out on all those people who are on mobiles these days. And most people are on mobile these days. You are using the metro, you are using the commuting to work, going to work and coming back from work, or maybe you are just relaxing, you want to watch something, or maybe you're just looking for the information on something that you sell about your products, and your website comes up in the search that these guys are doing, but they won't be able to view it because your website is not responsive, it's not mobile friendly. So that is really, really important. If you don't want to miss out on those customers, those would-be clients. I just want to show you our website just to give you an example of how responsive web design looks like. Okay, so this is our website. This is me here. All right. If we just scroll down a little bit like this, you can see our website here, and it looks good. All right, and let me just narrow down the browser. So that maybe to the width of a tab, maybe So, and then I'll just narrow it down further to the width of a mobile. So you can see how the elements, slide down, how the elements fit into the screen. Okay. I'm just resizing here. You can see I'm just resizing, decreasing the width slowly. As you can see now, it automatically shifted. The elements shifted down. My picture is here, the image here is a lot smaller, but it fits perfectly. Alright, and you can see the title, the text, the font. There is no horizontal scrolling here. There is no scrolling here. You don't have to scroll to see the full website properly. You can, if you are on a tab, it will just fit the width. You can just scroll up and continue reading. You won't have to scroll horizontally just to see what is not being displayed on the screen. Okay. Next, let me just scroll it, decrease the width further down. You see, this is the least you can, this is the smallest width that you can do. And then if you just scroll up, you see all the elements are properly lined up. This image over here, you can see on a bigger screen it would be bigger, but here it is smaller. But it renders perfectly. Then you can see all the elements. This is the call to action button. You can see this is displaying perfectly. And all the sections, different sections, all the images, they're properly resized. This is what responsive technology is all about. Earlier, when people used to have different versions for different devices, mobile versions of their website, they were actually different websites. Literally, they were different websites, and they created different URLs too. URL. What does a URL mean? A URL is like a www.raycreations.net. That's a URL. That's the web address that you type there. So earlier what used to happen is it would create different URLs for every version of your mobile website. So for Google or for any other search engine, a different URL means it's a different page altogether. So that the issue here is it's creating duplicate content. And content duplication is not good, because basically it's like saying I have a page here, I have a page here, I have a page here. But on this page I have the same content, on this page I have the same content, on this page I have the same content. This mobile version is for iPad, this is for iPhone, this is for maybe a tab or something like that you are targeting. But this is creating separate websites and separate URLs. So the content is the same. For Google, it thinks, and for other search engines, it thinks, why would you want to have so many pages that conveys the same message? Everything is the same there. So that is not good, because Google wouldn't really know which one to rank. Suppose you're targeting a specific keyword. You have so many pages targeting that keyword now. So Google wouldn't know which one to place on top and which ones to ignore. So Google most probably wouldn't rank any. So that's a big downfall for those earlier versions of what technologies. But now with responsive, you just have one website, and you have, it doesn't matter whether someone is using iPhone, iPad, or whatever, every the website displays perfectly. So one website, it's targeting all devices. That's the power of responsive. Even Google do suggest that websites should be responsive and mobile friendly, because earlier what used to happen was Google would for SEO, I'm saying, earlier what used to happen was Google used to index your desktop version first, and it would see all the content that you have on your desktop version. Based on that, it would rank your site. But not today. Today, it is your mobile version. That's important. And if you don't have a mobile version, then you don't have a chance to rank at all. So, mobile version is that important today. Then the next question my clients sometimes ask me, and others ask me, is it expensive? Well, it is not at all expensive. It is part and parcel of every website that we design today. So there is no website that we design that is not responsive, because it's not really worth it. If you're going for a website, just make sure it is responsive and it displays perfectly seamlessly on all devices. So, and there is another terminology that people use a lot, mobile first approach to web design. People say, okay, what is mobile first approach to, we use a mobile first approach to responsive web design. So basically what this term means is that we design for the smallest screen first, because that's how important that screen is. We design for the smallest screen first, and then from there we build the site outwards. Smallest screen, then a little wider, then a little wider, then a little wider, then maybe for the desktop, and for other bigger screens, maybe for TV or whatever. So that's how important responsive design is, and I hope I've covered all the points for responsive web design, what it is and why you need it, why your customers, how you would miss out on all your customers if you don't have a mobile website, and moreover, if I've missed out on anything, you can always ask me in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer them for you, all the answers for you. I look forward to your participation and ask me anything. Thank you.